Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trista, and in today's video what I really want to discuss is talk about the second attempt assassination on Donald Trump that happened September 15th on a Sunday. And what we're going to do is you can really decide for yourself. Did it really happen? Was there really an assassination attempt? Let's talk about it.
Well, I'll tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century.
What?
But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
This video you just seen was a question that Kamala Harris was answering during the debate. The question was, do you feel responsible for what happened to the 13 service members? And this was her answer, okay? So she probably don't know, or she's lying about what is going on with our military, okay? She's the vice president who don't know anything about what's going on with the military, okay? And so this next clip that I'm about to show you is the same people at ABC news station is actually fact-checking what Kamala Harris said during that clip that I just showed you guys, okay? Stick with me. We are going somewhere, okay? I'm just trying to lay the foundation and really help you understand and make the decision for yourself. Did the assassination attempt, was there really an assassination attempt on Donald Trump? Okay, let's go to the next
back to the debate, because that was important, and I want to go through a few things that Kamala Harris said. I want to ask you about her comments about the military. She said during the debate this about the U.S. military. Let's listen.
As of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century.
Our fact checkers found that to be false, and I have a lot of experience in that area as well. There are currently 900 U.S. military personnel in Syria, 2,500 U.S. troops in Iraq. All have been under regular threat from drones and missiles for months. We also have action in the Red Sea. We also, every single day, the Navy SEALs, Delta Forces, special operators can be part of any sort of deadly raid. So why would she make that claim?
Well, I think what's important here, Martha, is that Kamala Harris, in contrast to Donald Trump, demonstrated herself to be commander-in-chief. We are in a world where there are all sorts of conflicts, and it's all the more reason we need somebody who's serious and who supports the military. And just remember,
but Governor, excuse me, but she said there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone. That is not true. You say she demonstrated her ability to be commander-in-chief, but did she not know about these people in Syria and Iraq?
So, doing this fact-checked interview that this person did was to really showcase that Kamala Harris lied during the debate, okay? This debate happened on a Tuesday. The attempted assassination on Donald Trump happened on Sunday, September 16th, I believe, or September 15th. On Sunday, which is September 15th. Now, this same thing happened when Donald Trump debated Joe Biden during that debate, and then sometime later, there was an assassination attempt that happened with Donald Trump doing a rally in Pennsylvania. Now, the same thing is happening when Donald Trump has debated Kamala Harris during this debate. Like I said, this debate happened on a Tuesday. The assassination attempt happened on Sunday. Now, this is what ABC News has to say about what has happened with Donald Trump. The FBI says former President Donald Trump was the target of what appears to be an attempted assassination at his golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida, on Sunday, just 9 weeks after the Republican presidential nominee survived another attempt on his life. U.S. U.S. Secret Service agents opened fire on Sunday after seeing a person with a firearm near Trump's West Palm Beach golf club in Florida while he was golfing. No injuries were reported. Officials say the person fled in an SUV and was later apprehended by local law enforcement. The suspect, Ryan Wesley Routh, was charged Monday with federal gun crimes. Additional and more serious charges are possible as the investigation continues and prosecutors seek an indictment from a grand jury. Now, I'm going to include this article and other articles that I'm going to talk about in the description box below. But my main point in bringing it up and reading this statement from ABC News, they wrote an article and it says that this was an attempt assassination because, you know, the person didn't shoot according to what what the ABC News has reported. So U.S. Secret Service agents opened fire on Sunday after seeing a person with a firearm near Trump's West Palm Beach golf club in Florida while he was golfing. Now, we don't know whether, according to this news article, we don't know exactly what he was doing there. If he really was going to shoot Donald Trump. He was just there with a gun for no reason. He was just there, and some reports say that he was hiding in a bush somewhere with his gun out, and someone seen this person with his gun. And so here's my point. My point is, why do you think a person that have their gun out with pointing it at Donald Trump is supposed to do? Like, what do you think they are supposed to do? They just there just because they feel like it? They are just comfortable hiding in a bush, or they just comfortable just being around there with a gun pointing at Donald Trump? Why do you think that stuff like this happens? Okay. Again, let me know in the comments below if I'm bringing this or making it too much of a thing. You can read this article for yourself. You can read the rest of it. And then towards the end, at the bottom, it says this. Okay, so it ends by saying, Secret Service agents shot at the suspect who was taken into custody after fleeing the scene of what the FBI is calling an apparent attempted assassination of the Republican presidential nominee. Authorities are working to determine a motive. Okay, so this is everything that was stated in the article. Again, I'm going to link it in the description box below. But this is what I'm talking about, okay? When we read articles, it's almost like we want to pick out certain things that, that happen to kind of feed our narrative. When I'm just bringing to the forefront, what do you think a guy with a rifle, or with a scope rifle, it says, the man who authorities say pointed a rifle with a scope into former President Donald Trump's golf club and was arrested, okay? Now, what do you think he was going to do? So, in addition to that, I wanted to point that out. And then again, watch what happens during this press conference. Watch this clip at a press conference at the White House.
Only 2 days since somebody allegedly tried to kill Donald Trump again. And you're here at the podium in the White House briefing room calling him a threat. How many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump until the president and the vice president and you pick a different word to describe Trump other than threat?
Peter, if anything from this administration, I actually completely disagree with the premise of your question, the question that you're asking. It is also incredibly dangerous in the way that you're asking it, because American people are watching. And to say that from an administration who has consistently condemned political violence, from an administration where the president called the former president and was grateful that he was okay, from an administration who has called out January 6th, called out the attack of Paul Pelosi.
Good question. This reporter asks. Press secretary is going to turn it around by saying things like, I don't appreciate or I don't like the way you worded that question, which is a good question. How many attempts is it going to take for you to stop calling this man a threat? Where twice, there has been an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Nothing has happened with the other party. Twice it has now happened to Donald Trump, okay? Now, in the New York Post, it says this. Here's what we know about the assassination attempt on Trump in Florida. Number one, former President Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida on September 15, 2024. Trump sent out a statement to supporters soon after to report that he was safe and well. The suspect, identified as Ryan Ralph, 58 of Hawaii, was able to get within 300 to 500 yards of Trump at a chain-link fence on the edge of the course where he had an AK-47 and a GoPro camera set up, apparently to record the planned shooting. Okay? Ralph has a history of supporting progressive causes online and has made 19 donations to Democratic candidates since 2019. A Secret Service agent spotted and opened fire on Ralph as he put his gun through the fence. The suspect fled and was arrested on I-95 a short time later. According to Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, Trump's security detail was lighter because he isn't a sitting president, despite the previous attempt on his life in July. These are the things that we know. And again, I'm going to post everything that I'm talking about. I'm going to post the New York Post article of what I just read in the description box below. But speaking of Hawaii, I am currently on vacation in Hawaii. This is a different background than what you're used to. And this is just some of the things that I am learning about while on vacation and really just want to discuss as well on my channel. But, you know, again, you can decide for yourself, was this really an assassination attempt? Did the shooter really try to assassinate Donald Trump? Was it just something that Donald Trump and his supporters just made up? You decide for yourself, okay? Again, I'm going to link the two articles. You can read it for yourself and you can decide for yourself as well. And so, like I said, as I proved in the beginning of this video, I want to show you guys just some of the things that the other side, the Democratic Party, Kamala Harris, and some of the things that is being shared when it comes to Kamala Harris as a leader, as a commander-in-chief, okay? Watch this one video that happened in 2012, and then we're going to talk about it and end there.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If Black Lives matter to her, why didn't I matter?
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
And I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I have sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia is a hereditary disease and it is very, very painful.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house, and they started banging on the door. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back.
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always bringing doctor's notes, always calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
But my hell was just beginning. They gave me 2 charges. I spent the next 2 years in court fighting these charges. Kamala assigned her nastiest prosecutors to my case.
My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
All the time I had to spend going to court, I was struggling to care for my shame.
We are going to make sure
that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted. I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
And I ended up being in the hospital a lot during her trial. And in that hospital stay was when I had my stroke.
I had a stroke about 4 or 5 days ago. And right now I'm doing pretty good. My hand is doing okay, I guess.
Let's be clear, my values have not changed.
Look, I am not a political person, but I want people to know what Kamala Harris has did to me. If she do it to me, she will abuse anyone if you give her the power.
The truancy program got a lot of criticism too. Did you actually lock anybody up?
No, we never locked anybody up. We did prosecute some cases, but far few, only about 20.
My message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
Video happened in 2012, and there is a lot more information. You can go to that website that is being promoted at the end of that video, but this just demonstrates a lot of the lies that is being shared from the media, from Kamala Harris, that people need to be aware of, okay? And so what I want to end is this. There has been so much evil during this presidential election, okay? Just in how things that are with Donald Trump, with 2 assassination attempts and so much lies that people are falling for, that I really want to bring attention to. And so how do we trust, as Christians, how do we trust God in the midst of so much lies and evil and corruption that is being brought before us, okay? And so there is a lot in the Bible that talks about, evil and the injustice that is happening with the children of Israel, and just how God deals with that. And so even in the book of Jeremiah and even in Habakkuk, which is what I want to read today, and how do we trust God in the midst of so much evil that is happening? And so just in the first chapter of Habakkuk, it says Habakkuk's complaint, and then he goes on to share and then really lament to God with everything that's happening during that time. And so what I really want to focus on is verses 3, 4, and 5. And it says this: "Why do you make me look at injustice? Why do you tolerate wrongdoing? Destruction and violence are before me. There is strife, there's conflict abounds. Therefore," this is verse 4, "therefore the law is paralyzed, and justice never prevails. The wicked hem in the righteousness, so that justice is perverted." Okay? Then this is the Lord's answer. This is verse 5. "Look at the nations and watch, and be utterly amazed, for I am going to do something in your days that you will not believe, even if you were told." And so I'm not trying to be a prophet or anything. I'm just reading the word of God and just really want to encourage you and really bring hope in God and not in Donald Trump or not in anybody else or even anyone in the government, but really hone in on the fact that God is sovereign. Okay, God consistently in the word of God from Genesis to Revelation just showcases his power and the things that he can do, that we can just be so utterly amazed that even if you were to hear about it, you still wouldn't believe it. And so that's where our trust has to be, and that's where our trust has to end. Again, our hope is not in Donald Trump. Our hope is not in any government officials. Our hope is in Jesus Christ, God alone, in just his sovereignty and just his power and the things that he has already done and the things that he is going to do. Okay, so let me know in the comments below if you believe, if you believe or if you agree. Type amen, and then let me know what do you think of this whole thing with Kamala Harris and then the assassination with Donald Trump. Did it really happen? Is it just something that's being made up? Let me know and we can talk about it in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tune into my next video. God bless.